What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, we're doing a VOD review of Toddy, the beast from Brazil, sitting, if I move my head here, you can see about 1,600, almost 1,700 LP in Brazil, and he's climbing on his master Smurf. So, solid performance there. This game is playing, well, I guess it says Jogando on NA, so I guess he's playing on NA. But this is a game. I want to VOD review this line because I think it is very, very strong. It got nerfed a teeny tiny little, tiddly tiny little bit there on the B patch, but still very, very strong here. And you are going to see Toddy's direction immediately here. He starts off with an early Sona 2 and a Violet. So he's going to say, you know what, I'm going to slam items on Vi and I'm going to unlock Orianna. Now, Orianna did get a nerf in the B patch, but she's still very, very strong as an item holder, a lot weaker as kind of like a reroll carry, but certainly, you know, an excellent unit to item hold early, and we have the JG for her. So first Augment here, not really interested maybe in any of these. I have seen somebody take a Darkened Staff Orianna game, but we don't actually have the mana gen to really like make it go crazy, so we are going to roll those. Looking at just solo played as maybe an okay enough option here. It's not really something that you're that excited about, I would say, but we're going to roll. Yeah, really not seeing much. And wow, we roll it to 0 here, and ooh, this is really nice. The Stars Are Born pickup here. I don't know what we would have taken there if we hadn't hit this, but we do get Stars Are Born, which actually puts us into an amazing opener. This is one of these things that you can do with Stars Are Born this set, is if you have an unlock on 2-1, you guarantee it, you get your Stars Are Born, and boom, we start the game off in Orianna 2, which is going to be so strong in the early game, and you are just going to see this unit absolutely clear here. Now, this is a pretty decent version of the opener. Some crazy stuff that you can do with this Orianna unit often pairs up really nicely with Anivia as the invoker, because then you can play for, and that would be 6 Sonas, but I don't know that we really care that much, honestly. Probably just end up picking up the Caitlyn here. But, you know, if you find like a Sejuani plus Anivia, there's a lot of stuff that you can do there. If you find like Nico plus Anivia, obviously you can get the chill that way as well, so that you can have this kind of really, really nice duo carry, and then Vi as the defender is a really nice opener. But you'll see, Toddy is just going to team planner out this entire comp right now, and you'll see this comp looks pretty familiar. This is the Orianna reroll board that we talked about a few days ago that was absolutely dominating ladder and is still pretty solid. But Toddy in the spot, I don't think, especially because he's throwing a 0 into planner here, I don't think he's truly thinking about this as an Orianna reroll angle. I will say this comp got pretty contested pretty quickly, and so it's quite hard to play reroll, but the really nice thing about this line is that you don't have to play a reroll. You can play a reroll if you find a lot of Oriannas, if you find a lot of low risks, you can play for that, or you can just play this as a fast 8 push level style comp. Fast 9, you even see it with the Azir as a potential hit later down the line, and you can just play the exact same board, but with more of a Lissandra Seraphine duo carry, the Liss Seraphine comp, as TFT Academy calls it. Shout out to whoever comes up with the names on TFT Academy, because yeah, I mean, well, I think they had some misses in the anime set. They had some really good ones though, but they had a few that I was kind of like, that you could have workshopped that a little bit longer. Going into carousel here, we have the tier open here. Would love to just slam something. We're on a 3 streak, so adaptive, Shojin. Would really love to just take an Orianna item here, so I think Shojin will be the take here. Must be, just because whenever you're on a win streak like this, you really just want to make some kind of a slam here. And wow, we hit a lot of stuff here. We hit the Loris, we hit the Vi 2, and we could pick up Rumble using our Stars Are Born here, and we have the Shojin slam if we need to make it, though. It might, I mean, our board's so strong, it might end up happening that we don't even have to make this slam here. Fight a board like this, they have a lot of frontline, but like no real damage to speak of, though they did slam the Morello, so we're gonna get a little bit scared here. I think it's going to be totally fine. I don't think you really need to slam here, but okay, decent enough. We are going to make this slam here. I guess we can also talk about the Piltover upgrade here. We did take the Electrical Overload, which I think it's okay. We talked about the Orianna version. I do still think no matter what version of this comp you are playing, you are really, really excited to take the one that gives you the AP and mana gen one. They buffed that one up, and that paired up with an acceleration gate just goes absolutely crazy. If you are playing towards more of an Orianna reroll type line, I do really love the one that gives you extra healing and shielding, and also Alex M, who kind of pioneered that Orianna reroll comp, talked about the fact that when you are building that, you really like going for like an Archangel's Gunblade type build onto the Orianna, obviously, because you're amping up your healing and shielding. So why don't you just make the healing and shielding go absolutely crazy, play for really long fights? I honestly played a game on the reroll comp where I ended up going like 4th, I think. I went 4th playing this comp without hitting Orianna 3, which was so funny. But I think had I made Archangel Gunblade, I probably could have, top 3 or top 2 off just Orianna 2. And that's the other thing about this unit is she is a monster, even just at 2-star, which is why picking up the 2-star with the Stars Are Born, I think, was so nice for this early game. We can play around this Orianna 2 for most of the game. I love units like this, though it usually is when a unit is a bit imbalanced. But, it reminds me of like Dominator. It was Ziggs was the 2 cost, right? Dominator Ziggs, where you could just play the Dominator Ziggs, the 2-star 2 cost, basically as a replacement for a 2-star 4 cost. And Orianna feels like that a lot. Once you find like a Seraphine 2 down the line, you can think about transitioning items. But honestly, Ori 2 versus Lissandra 2 in this comp, a lot of times I feel like you're interested in itemizing Ori. So we'll see what happens here. Ooh, Water Axiom looks really, really juicy here, but we'll see what we want to look at here. Yeah, he's really hovering over here. The mana, the MR Shred, just a third, a 4th kind of item onto a 3-item carry is just broken here. So I think this is a fantastic take here. Always think about, when you're taking some kind of combat augment like this, it's really, really good in this case scenario where you already have basically all your items slammed. If you have a 3-item carry, getting, like I said, that essentially 4th item onto them, or, if you want to call it half an item, 3.5 item, that's multiplying on these other items that we've built. So it's a fantastic augment pickup here, easy take here. And you can see we just rolled down for it, and we are just going to get the freest win streak in the world in this spot here, just absolutely rolling people because Orianna's a beast. And I mean, this setup is monstrous. We have great items here. Only thing that's a little sketch here is 0 tank items, right? We have nothing as far as tank items. We have this rod, which it's funny, he slammed onto the Sona, so it almost looks like we're thinking about this in terms of like a Morello or some kind of other backline item. But we would like to get to some tank items at some point. Could be a Crown Guard. Can't be an Ionic Spark anymore, obviously, because we got our Amar Shred covered. So basically the only frontline item it can be is Crown Guard, which is a little dicey, but hey, maybe we'll get a tank item off Carousel here. We are still really, really interested in making slams because we are still on a 100 streak, 8 streak here. That is just what this Orianna unit does. We don't even have the 4 pilt in, by the way, which I feel like is when this board really starts to go crazy. You get stuff like Acceleration Gate, get that Orianna casting more frequently. It just becomes a monster. Okay, so I would be looking at Chain Vest here to just make a Crown Guard here. It's decent item to Braum. We can't take it, so I guess we'll take Cloak here. I just need a tank item, right? Yeah, you can't take the Glove here. Even if you could, make a JG as a slam, you need some tank items or we are going to die, essentially. We do pick up the Caitlyn here, and so we are... Ooh, really? Yeah, I feel like it's Magneton every time here. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the most important unit you are amping up here is the Orianna here. The damage amp is quite good. We don't really have much, any of that to speak of on this build here. So damage amp are really, really valuable onto her. And yeah, I mean, we're playing for Ori carry. And especially if we're playing the level 8 version of this comp, which we leveled to 7, we are very likely to play. We don't really care that much about Loris. We're going to be primary tanking Braum a lot of time once we reach him. So does it really matter if we take like a tankiness upgrade? Not really. So I like this setup a lot here, and I mean, the spot speaks for itself. 100 streaking, just none of these fights have even looked close here. We're gonna fight. Ooh, that is a Kaisa board. If there's ever a time where this comp can lose, it is into a Declaw Rift Herald with Spirit Visage. I wonder if we do have enough damage. Man, this is the one thing. I had this exact same thing happen where I ran into this board. This exact board, right? Declaw, and maybe even Spirit Visage in one of my games, and you can't beat it. You can't beat a Herald. This comp spikes so disgustingly hard on at the end of stage 3 now, with the fact that you can guarantee that Kaisa and Rift Herald, because Kaisa's level 7 unlocked, Rift Herald just takes the 8 rounds. That board is that is one of the truly S tier lines this patch, I will say, or honestly A tier. If you look at TFT Academy, and I kind of agree, they say that there are 0 S tier comps, and it's kind of legit. Like this meta is really balanced after the B patch. I want to grind some games, but I just got home. I hung out with my family. I need to. I'm recording a video for you guys. I'm this dedicated. Wow. wow, ups to slam the double nashers here just because it's such a good slam here. But all I'm saying is I haven't had enough time to grind out games, but I cannot wait to grind on this patch. And look, if you're watching this video and you have some free time to grind some games, I mean, this feels like the best patch of the set by far, by far. And we still got a large portion of the set left. So honestly, if it stays this balanced or, you know, close to this for the rest of this set, this will be a fantastically balanced set, honestly. All right, last augment here. I always kind of like the idea of plot armor in this comp because you're shielding and shields get extended with armor and MR. I mean, I don't think the other two options are very good, so I think we can roll that. Know your enemy has been nerfed a bit. Are we going to have like a lot of traits in this comp that other people are going to have in? I mean, it's a pretty wide comp, so I guess it's okay. We already have the damage amp from Magneton, though, so I don't think it's that good. Yeah, it looks like we are looking at the plot armor. Ooh, roll. What do we... Oh, wow. I don't know how I feel about a Spirit Link when we're in such a strong spot here, but he's just saying, you know what? This will get value eventually, so why not just throw it on here? Need to get off of this Rumble. Wow, we find the Azir. That's a huge pickup here already, and yeah, we can just move items over to the low risk here. Yeah, beautiful. All right, and we also get to... Man, we get to play the double scaling 5 costs on this board. We get to play the Ornn and the Azir here, so we can start stacking up, you know, a potential Ornn item and also start stacking up those Azir Shurima units, which is really nice. Azir is the true way to cap out this comp. You know, you want to play for that 7-unit board that we showed before, that board that plays around Orianna and the all of these Freljord units, but I mean the true cap, get Disruptor in via Azir, get some Shurima units in down the line on things like level 9, and then the board starts to really go crazy. So this is gonna be the board that we play for now. Fantastic. You're always playing around this 4 Pilt just because it's so easy to play on your board. I mean, getting Defender in is really, really nice. Getting in Warden is fantastic after the buffs to things like Braum. This frontline is so good. I will say though, we're about to take a loss here. We're on our way to maybe a Xerath here. That would be really nice. Or, you know, it's either a Xerath or a Nasus. I think you're a lot more excited about the Xerath, though. You are going to have to cut something out of this board if you want to play the Xerath. That is the hard part here. Really would love to make a Steadfast here, but I guess, I mean, you could take a Glove for TG. It's a little sketch just because we're so far from having true tank items here. But hey, maybe the Ornn item farms as a tank item. I guess that's the dream here. Our board is still actually not that stabilized. And so, yeah, you are actually going to see Toddy roll a good bit here. My only fear about rolling this deep is we don't have anything to roll for here. We have 0 pairs to look at. I guess the big hit is like Lissandra. Lissandra would be a big addition onto this board. So maybe, but we kind of have all of our slots filled out. We have this this Ornn that we're playing in the slot that Lissandra would normally go in. So we'll see what happens. And we take a loss here. I think this is also Toddy rolling down to try to get strong here so that we don't have to go for this Nasus unlock. So, oh my God, that's a Nasus too. All right, that's got to come in on the board. So Braum's just going to come out. It's so crazy. This Braum unit is so good. But I mean, we don't want to cut 4 Pilt. That is our damage. That is everything that we got going for us here. We obviously don't want to cut Ornn because we are so strong in this spot right now. So healthy. I mean, we've lost a couple of fights, but still we're taking good losses, farming up an Ornn item, which is going to allow us to cap that much higher. Yeah, I mean, the spot looks very, very nice. Even though we are losing it, we are going to take another loss here. Ornn probably coming out soon, and we are a little bit broke here. But hey, Ornn item getting farmed up here. We get a fish bones. Yuck. Well, that's not really what I was excited to get, but okay. We have the Braum here. It's actually funny. Like I said, level 9 is when you want to get this Nasus in, but we don't have level 9. So how are we actually going to play this board? This is an interesting little question here. And we do also unlock the Volibear here, which isn't usually someone you play on this board, but might end up being someone. I wonder if we just hit the Braum too, if we just play it over the Nasus is his idea here. He's just going to go cut here, fit it in. Oh, he's actually, yeah, not even going to fit the Braum here. He's going to pivot to this version of the board. Ooh, this is a nice little pivot. So carrying the Lissandra and the Seraphine, only downside to this spot is that they're both 1-star carries. I feel like this might have been a little bit of a hasty pivot. I know he wanted to get out of Ori, but I don't, like I said, I think this Ori 2 completely clears the carries that we have pivoted into, and now the spot's actually really scary if we don't hit Seraphine 2. And yeah, we have the Braum 2. He's like, how do I fit this? Well, now that we've cut the Vi, we can just do it like this, so I like that. The nice thing is we do have the ability to to throw the fish bones onto the Volibear. So that's his reasoning behind playing this, is we really need somebody to hold this fish bone. So very nice quick thinking here. And we do also rotate into our mirror here, the other guy who's playing this comp, but they found Liss and the Seraphine too, but we clear them with the power of Nasus, the power of this Volibear here. I think it's a really creative little pivot, and also just shows all the different variations of this comp and just other comps that exist. I feel like this is one of the things that it's been the biggest adjustment this set, and I mean, it's amazing. I love it, but there's so many variations of every single comp. You know, if you hit something like this early Azir, hit something like this Nasus too, you know, it completely changes the game that you want to play. And if you get stuck playing cookie cutter boards, your game is going to be a lot harder. So I think this is a really cool idea to realize, okay, we can play for the Koboko and Yuumi, get that Bruiser in, get the Invoker in for the board instead of playing around the Orianna. And yeah, now we're actually in a fantastic board here. And we're going into Carousel here, kind of done with most of our items. We need a last Volibear item, I guess, here. So I guess it's just going to be the Giant Slayer here. Seems good enough. He could take something else and move an item. Is there something else we can move here? We take Archangel. What do we have to move? I guess like Adaptive can move. Yeah, I guess this is the idea here, is that we are going to move Adaptive up to Braum. A little sketchy from an item distribution standpoint. Feels a little bit bad, but we do see that we can actually roll down here and hit a lot of our units here. We're still, once again, paired on our most important hits there, and I wonder if I think was the player who's contesting us, did they just die? I'm not sure, but I think that is that's what happened, because now we're rolling down. We actually do hit the Lissandra too, which is very nice here, and this fight is really close, but we do pick up a win, which is very, very nice. On the way to finding Renekton, oh my god, if we actually cash out Renekton, I think that's also part of the reason why we're rolling so deep here is, man, if we can win this fight, cash out a Renekton here. Only downside is we do have to figure out what we are cutting for that, but I mean, you will play 3 Shurima. You must play 3 Shurima. I wonder if you end up cutting Loris here, you would lose Warden and you would lose Piltover, which seems like way too much. But I mean, what else are you going to cut? The Koboko? I mean, I'd love to push 9 for it, though. We'll see if we even get there. And we do. Okay. We do get the Renekton unlocked. But yeah, now the other question is, how do we actually play this? And also, the game is quickly ending. Oh my god. This might be... It's 5-6 and there's 3 people alive. This has been a crazy quick lobby. Oh my god. And we do it with the Seraphine too, which is huge here. We do have Renekton, but I don't know how you fit this guy, actually. I mean, 3 Shurima seems really, really important to play when you're playing around a Nasus 2 with a TG. But I don't know if you can actually fit him. Is it better than... I don't think it's better than anything that we have on the board here. This is such an interesting question. I guess it's just Vow, get Braum casting faster. He's trying to see, like, do I need this? Yeah, I think it makes sense enough. Also note that we're third rowing the Volibear, so he gets the damage amp instead of the HP. Just some smart stuff here. And yeah, we're going to hold on to the Renekton, but we can't play it until 9. There's nothing that we can actually cut onto this board here. This is, I mean, I love that this set makes all of these, like, really interesting questions of, like, okay, how do you fit this unit? Can I not? You really want to fit it, but you just can't, you can't play it, so... We're going to try to play it on 9 if we make it there, because this game might be over before then. 44 HP and streaking, just showing the power of this Liss Seraphine duo carry. The Seraphine, just an absolute monster here. Not even playing the 4 Piltover version, like I said, that is kind of like the Classico version, but just chilling on a very, very strong version in itself. We do have to be careful that we don't get our whole board setted here. We are going to blow the set up, so this is pretty good. And the Shiv, okay, this actually looks pretty nice. And the set ended up hitting the, I mean, it hit the Braum. That's pretty bad. The problem is we're so clumped here. I think we have to declump. I know we like the Freljord, but I don't think you can like it that much. I think we have to, yeah, we kind of have to unspread out a little bit here. This will let our front line spread out at least here. And then, yeah, move the Seraphine away. I love this. I love this. I love this. Because, yeah, we're just so clumped up that we're just giving Set a free disgusting amount of AoE on this board, which is just not allowed if we want to win these fights. And we do still want to pop the Set before he gets that early cast off, I would say here. All right, here is another. Oh, that Set cast is just mental versus our board here, though. Fight's close. Okay, it's still a loss, and oh my god, are we barely gonna be able to go 9? Ooh, Disruptor Emblem is really juicy here, and we are gonna get it. Okay, so oh my god, and yeah, he puts into planner. He's like, I need disruptors here. 48 to level, so he's gonna roll first, see if he hits, and he does hit it. Okay, so we can level, throw disruptor onto Lissandra. So I think I still have this pulled up here. Yep. Disruptor Emblem on Lissandra, one of the most disgusting emblem deltas I've seen in quite a while. Minus 1.07 improves her by an entire placement. Why is this? Well, Disruptor gives you 30% bonus magic damage on abilities. One of the interesting things about Lissandra and just units like this is that she can double dip on things like bonus damage with her excess damage. So you see that last line of her text. If the target dies, shards fly out and split excess damage between the two nearest enemies. If you get damage amp on that, and then the excess damage comes out, you can get damage amp on the excess damage as well. This is why stuff like Luden's Ari was so broken back in the day, because you could get damage amp on the splash, you get damage amp on the initial damage and then damage amp on the splash as well, or crit as well, and things like that. And that's how this one works as well. So you really, really like Disruptor Emblem on Lissandra for that reason. We'll see if it's enough. Oh, it's still a really bad set ult. Oh my god, a really close Seraphine ult. This fight's so close. Seraphine, no! Oh my god, we live at 1 though. We live at 1. We go again. All right, let's see if we can just get ourselves in a spot where we will not die. I wonder if we have such a broken combination onto Lissandra. I wish we could move items around, but we're out of removers too. Man, this is rough. He's just gonna full clump here. Wow, this is crazy to me. Just saying, we are gonna full clump here versus the set. Hopefully we can blow him up and have the set not go in the right space. That is a horribly big set ult, and the Nasus doing a pretty good job of tanking. Oh, it's just barely not enough for Toddy here. But still, really great game, showing how to play this comp, showing the power of Disruptor Emblem, showing some flex options, the default board. I think this is a perfect game to showcase this comp. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my other links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always.